Okay, we're back here for video 12. Okay, so I've just gone back into using the brush tool here. So it's just going to go in and start, adding the extra level of detail. So I guess we would have subdivided this character once more there. Playing with the eyes there at the minute, as you can see. And again, it's like the first couple of videos, it's using the wax tool and it's just sort of building in the wrinkles and where the muscles will go. I don't actually have much of an idea what the mask is, but it's there anyway. So just building up the muscle groups underneath the mouth and on the chin and that sort of thing, and sort of trying to make it look like the skin is cotton, the muscles are bones, and then it's also actually sort of flowing and being stretched and that sort of thing as well. You can see that I've gone into the knife tool, which is extremely helpful tool, and just to dig in the actual mouth shape itself, and then jumping right back into the wax tool to sort of bring up the lips, build them up a bit. Holding shift then again, obviously to smooth out certain areas. I'm putting in a small bit of detail to the bottom lip there, but I think maybe later on we'll go in with some sort of a rake and stretch that out a bit. Now I did cut straight into that cheek there, as you can see with the knife, but I'm just trying to build it up on the top and then holding control and digging it in below there, and use that knife as a reference point, and then obviously smoothing the whole thing off again. So it's pretty much using the same sort of techniques that we used before, but obviously more organic here on the actual flesh. As you can see underneath the chin there, just defining where the jawbone will be, and then trying to, as you'll see in a second here, building up where the skin will be stretched onto that. So it's just using the wax tool, drawing in areas, holding control to dig out areas, so to invert that, holding the shift key then to smooth off certain parts. Trying to define out a sort of an outer beveled part of the character's mask, and then again holding control just to dig in underneath. We can probably go over it later on with the pinch tool again, just to bring the details closer, make it more defined. So as you can see, the technique would be just to block it out, move on to the other areas, keep everything sort of at the same level of detail, so to speak, then subdivide, go over the whole lot again. So here you can see that we're getting into the really finer details of the helmet, I suppose at this stage here, but of the character's face and obviously all over the character. So again, the wax tool, as you can see here for this whole series of videos, that it's probably my favorite in this, and of course in ZBrush as well, which I would use a lot more than the Mudbox itself. So after doing the eyebrows and the sort of bridge of the nose there, I'm just trying to define in where the wrinkles will go for the eyes, and build up the detail in the eyes and the stretched skin and that. Now you can see, I didn't properly define where the skin was and where the helmet began, or where this eye mask began. So maybe it could be part of the actual skin and it's just designed that way, like a shell on a turtle. Who knows? I'm talking shite at the minute, but you get the idea that it's just concept and sculpting, getting in there, adding the detail. So you can see here that I'm going over the helmet with the pinch tool, and again, like the last video or the previous video to that, just trying to pinch the detail together to redefine it and to make it a bit more solid as an element by itself. Maybe not so much on the skin and the neck there, so I think I add a bit of detail there by pinching it and then move on, and then jumping back into the wax tool to sort of create the metal sort of, or sorry, not the metal, the material, the leather sort of material below where the metal of the helmet is. So I'm just trying to create the streaks of it there, and again, it's all one mesh here, so maybe if you're doing this you could actually sculpt it on a separate layer and then just mask around it so that you can be as messy as you want, and then once you produce a nice mask it will look fine.